Yo guys, it's me, Toddy8131. I am back streaming today, guys, for the first time in let's just not bring that up. For the first time in about a week again. Again, I apologize, guys, I really do. But like I said, you've got to understand that sometimes I just have to pick my moments, right? I have to pick my moments when I want to stream. I have to pick my timings. I can't always stream exactly when people want or need me to, because sometimes I'm way too busy throughout days, and then sometimes when I'm not busy, I'm too tired. So, like, I've got to really pick my moments of, like, when people want to see some streams and that, and, like, when I stream, when people, you know, I've got to pick my moments. Yo, Max, how you doing, bro? You doing all good? Yeah, good to have you here, Max. Good to have you here. But yeah, like I said, like I've got to really pick my moments. I can't nail on when I stream at the moment. I want to. I really want to be able to just be like, you know what, I'm streaming this time. I can't do that at the moment. Right now, I have to just kind of pick my moments. Like, oh, do I stream now? Yes. Okay. Well, then I do it. The only stuff I know about EA FC or 24 recently is the fact that it's been trending on Twitter and that for like boycott EA, for like like boycott EA games because of like all the shit that they've done recently with the game and stuff. No one's happy with EA right now. Like I got to admit they kind of deserve it, because their last few games of FIFA and that have been a little bit shit, if you ask me. But yeah, you know, look, that's fine. But yeah, like I said, guys, I'll try and stream earlier and that at times, but at the moment, I really can't. I don't know if you were here for the last stream, Max, or if you weren't, for this series, not any. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure, guys, we're doing pretty bloody goddamn well. Because if you look at that table right there, guys, I'm in fourth. I'm in fourth in the league, and I've played a game less than everyone else. So if I win my game, I go top of the bloody league. This is a complete contrast to last season, guys, where I was struggling with Luton, left the job because they were moaning and bitching, and then I fucking jumped ship to Brighton, who were also struggling, and I was in and around the relegation zone in that season as well, but I made it just out of it. And now I've made like 4 or 5 signings, and I'm doing a Leicester. I'm doing like a Leicester at the moment, bro. Like that season where they were like fighting relegation, then they made like a couple of signings, like they brought in like Kante and like Okazaki and stuff like that, and then they just won the league. Like that's what I'm doing right now. Like, I brought in a couple of new signings after just about surviving in the Prem, and now I'm fighting for the title. You know what I mean? Like, it's an absolute bloody contrast from last season. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure, guys, last time out, the video before last was when I started the season, and I started the season playing against all of those teams, where I lost to Bournemouth first game of the season. I know, Max, you will be happy about that. But yeah, I lost to Bournemouth first game of the season, but then it's only been up from there, guys, because I have then never lost a game in the league since then. Because I simmed the game against Leeds, won it. Simmed the cup game against Hull, won it. Played the game against West Ham when Bozza was watching. He wasn't too happy with me beating them 4-1. Then, last video, we then started last video off with a sim against Nottingham Forest, which we won. We also simmed against Brentford, which we drew. I know that's another one out there where you're like, you know, we did drop some points there, but we still got at least 1 point, you know. Then I played the game against Fulham, won it 1-0. I won that game 1-0. I can't remember exactly who scored in those games. All I do know is Abdoulaye Simmer had an absolute monster game, a monster video. So he might have got some goals in that. But then we moved on to October, which we then started off with a terrible result because I simmed that game against Middlesbrough, and I lost. Because I simmed it thinking, oh, I'm going to beat Middlesbrough. That's not an issue. And guess what, guys? It was an issue. I then simmed the league game against Leicester, who I beat 2-1. And then I played the next 2 against Everton and Man United, and I won both those games 4-1 and 3-1. So it's been a pretty good flopping bloody goddamn career mode right now. I will say, guys, my signings and that from, this summer have made a bloody difference. If there is a month of December called like the death month or something like that, like, when like teams in real life get a month of games where you're like, bro, that's just horrid. You know what I mean? Like when Luton had it in like January in real life. Bro, look at that month. Just stare at that month. Just stare at it. Just stare at that month of games right there for December. I've got to play Arsenal, then I've got Wolves, which is the only desirable game. Then I've got Chelsea, then Liverpool, then Tottenham, then City. That is a month that could completely throw me out of the title race because I might lose all of them. You know what I mean? So, yeah, no, that's a rough-ass month right there. That is a rough-ass month. Yeah, Adingra absolutely shined. He's taken his game to the next level now. You know what I mean? Like, he has jumped up to the next level in terms of, footballing ability and stuff. And that's absolutely beautiful. And then he's also got 2 assists in there as well. Abdullah Sima has got 4 goals in 5 games. He's been my most consistent striker so far. Like, I would say he's definitely outplayed Undav and Pedro so far. Tielemans started out fantastic in terms of contributions. He's kind of died off on the contributions, but it doesn't really matter because he's still, like, playing games and playing well. Like, if you look at that average rating, he's got a 7 rating. His average rating is successful. Adama has come in and been fantastic so far. Like 4 games played, 2 goals, 1 assist. He's been solid, Adama. He's been a great signing for me. And I'll go through my signings you can see some of them already. Like, I didn't have Tielemans last season and he's been brilliant. I didn't have Traore last season and he's been fantastic as well. Pascal Gross has done all right. I wouldn't say he's been the main man, but I feel like he's done something. He's contributed somewhat, if you get me. He's half contributed to our performances this season. I wouldn't say he's been too bad. Alzate has actually recently become an absolute worldie of a player for me. Like, he started out not really playing, but recently he's actually been starting games for me, guys, and he's actually been playing really fucking well. Like, he played in the Everton game where I did really well. He played in the game against Man United and he did really well. He has started really making a name for himself. Making a name for himself. Like, Steven Alzate has been making a name for himself in that midfield, and I'm glad for that because I've been needing him because he's been making a difference, and that's all I can ask from these men. Again, no one has been nominated for Player of the Month, by the way. I don't know how none of my players are ever getting nominated for these awards. Like, end of the day, like, no one got nominated for the September one, and no one's been nominated for the October one, even though I'm the bloody goddamn guy who's, overachieving, dare I say. I'd like to think that I'm the boss this season that's overachieving with a Brighton team that, struggled last season. And yet somehow I'm getting bloody goddamn no players popping up as Player of the Month, even though you got man like and Adingra and stuff. Like, Adingra got a hat-trick in the last game, and he's not even on Player of the Month. You know what I mean? I'll guarantee you some of those players that are nominated there, like Jacob Ramsey and that, did not get anywhere near as good as Adingra did that month. But it's just small club things, Small club people never get nominated for these Player of the Month things, you know what I mean? Like I said, if I win this game, guys, we are going top. And that's a fact, because everyone around me has already played their game this match week. Which means if I win this game, we are going top of the flipping league, guys, with Brighton. A season after we almost relegated. Like, I'll tell you what, that's a bloody goddamn, that's a flex right there. That is a flex. But yeah, I think without further ado, let's just go to the match day. Let's do our training session. Okay, now we're on a roll. We didn't pass it. Look how close I was to passing it. Look how close I was to passing that. 26,974 out of 27,000 points. Why couldn't I have just slipped Olsen like a little crisp £20 note and just gone, just let one more ball in the goal? And I would have bloody passed it. Bro, Tielemans is missing the target for me every time. There you go, I passed it. Just about passed it. No help from... I just about passed it, Adam. Don't you worry, bro. I passed it. You asked me to pass it, I passed it. On the final attempt where I had available, I passed it. Don't you worry. Dear me. Ay, 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 ay. Right, well, now that I've done that, right, let's actually remind myself what was going on. So, as you can see, we are currently 4th in the league. If we beat Newcastle, every other team has played their game this match week. Which means, if we beat Newcastle, we go top of the league. We go top of the league. We go to 25 points ahead of Chelsea's 24. So, if we win this game, we go top of the flipping league. So that's what we're aiming for. But we are playing against Newcastle. You know, they're not having their best season, by the way, Newcastle. They're in 10th right now, which is not a good place for Newcastle standards. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to make this difficult for me. They are still going to make this difficult. I can already tell. And as you can clearly see, their team is looking pretty flipping good. You know, their team's looking pretty goddamn good, if you ask me. Like, they've got Pope in goal, with Livramento, who obviously is their player. But then they've got Savic at centre-back. That's a signing, because he wasn't there last season. They've got Botman, and then Maatsen, who's another signing. Yeah, we've got to hope for that, man. We've got to hope for that. Then they've got a midfield three that looks disgusting, by the way. Bruno Guimaraes with Marcos Llorente and Rabiot. That's a nasty midfield. I already knew they had both Rabiot and Llorente anyway, but their midfield is ridiculous. Adingra scored a hat-trick from the right wing. It's almost like putting him to right wing unleashed a new player in him. You know, like he never hit those levels out on the left. So I've gone with it again. I've put Adama out on the left. I've put Adingra out on the right. And we're seeing how that goes. Undav starting up front with Alzate sitting behind him, who has been on some fantastic form recently, by the way. Tielemans is sitting as more of the holding midfielder, with Veltman being more of a defensive midfielder. Calvin Ramsey, I think, is coming in for his first game, guys, playing as the left back, with Lamptey playing at right back, Katena and Hanche Olsen, who I feel like are making a solid partnership, with Robin Olsen in goal. So, without further ado, let's see how the game goes at the Amex.
The man to watch. Following a hat-trick, does he have another good performance in him this time?
Scored 3 goals in his last game, guys. Adingra. 3 goals in the last game. Can he continue that out on that right wing? That's the question. Look at me and Eddie Howe, bro. He's talking to the Magista.
All the action is live with us.
Magista the Magista. Alright, here we go. The time at the Amex, guys. Here we go. Alzate, the captain. Savic for the captain for them. He's a signing for them. But let's see if we can continue our player. Let's see if we can continue our playing style, guys, shall we? We're on a very good run this season, and a win in this game would take us to the peak. But anything can happen in the Prem. The only game we've lost... Okay, that was a terrible crossfield ball. But the only game we've lost this season so far, guys, was the first game of the season, and that was against Bournemouth. And then the only draw we've got was a draw against Brentford. So, like, you know, it's not the teams you'd expect. And that's an early chance for Newcastle, and I don't like that. That is definitely an escape. I'm not a big fan of our defending there. Isaac got way too much space. But here we go, guys. Lamptey. Oh, look at that run. And he's found Adingra out on the side. And Adingra. That is... the cross, let's just not talk about the cross, you know, let's just leave the cross in the past, you know, we don't need to talk about that. Okay, here we go, Adama. Oh, not quite from Adama. I feel like Newcastle, you can already tell they're playing very defensive, they're playing very sit back and counter-attack orientated. You can clearly tell that's what their play style is. They're playing very, very park the bus counter-attack orientated. I mean, it's not actually what it says they should be playing. It says they should be playing Jurgen press. I'm not seeing that because I'm playing Jurgen press and I'm not doing that. Thank you, man. Thank you. The support is always appreciated. That's a nasty foul, by the way. That's classic Bruno Guimaraes, by the way. He always gets little yellow cards like that. He's a whiny bitch. Okay, that's fine. Olsen catches those, and now we counter, guys. Now we counter. We got Adama down the left. You know where we go with this. Calvin Ramsey, that's a naughty little foul. They tried to stop me, but look at that. Adama's off. There's no way you catch my man Adama Traore. And this is Adama Traore. What a challenge from Savic. I mean, Adama should not have been showing him that much of the ball, to be honest. Like, I don't know how Adama has showed him that much of the ball there, because Adama, you know, he's the strongest man in FIFA. He should be holding that ball quite comfortably with no chance of showing them the ball, you know? And he showed Savic way too much of the ball there. I was about to unleash the shot, but that was a brilliant challenge from Savic. But I will say that Adama, mate, he should be doing a lot more with that. Oh, that's nice football. And that's into Calvin Ramsey. And he's found Adama! All right, first little chance for Adama. Pope's made the save, guys. But we like these. We like corners. If we can get this ball in, I don't know who's on my corners. Is that a Dingra? I don't mind having a Dingra on them. I see Undav on the penalty spot there. Let's try and get it on him. Okay, not quite. Pushed out to Hanche. Hanche Olsen! Oh my God! He's a centre-back, guys! That's my centre-back! What a goal! That's goal of the fucking season! That's goal of the season right there! Oh my goodness me, Hanche! Who knew he had that in his locker? That's goal of the flipping season! It doesn't even look like it's in there, by the way, but look, it'll bounce over the line. I don't know why. Look, see, look, I don't know why it didn't just show it there, but what a fucking goal from Hanche fucking Olsen, bro! That's an insane goal! That's my centre-back! That's not savable. No goalkeeper saves that. You could put prime Gordon Banks in goal for that, and he wouldn't save that. Like, that is as perfect as it can be, and that is my centre-back. What a little pop from my man Hanche Olsen! Oh my goodness me! Alright, let's just ping it forward. There we go. Oh my God, what a half! Hanche Olsen! That's your job, you know? I don't want to attack you for doing your job and stuff, but like, that is your job. No. Good block, Hanche! Hanche Olsen's having a fantastic game, guys, at centre-back right now. Got the winning goal right now, and he's getting bloody goddamn, you know, he's blocking these things. What about a red? What do you mean? Like, if I have to take the red, I don't really think I want to take a red at 1-0. Maybe if it's like 88th, 89th minute, but I'm not going to do it in like the 60th minute. You know what I mean? Because that'll change the game completely. But yeah, we're bringing off Lamptey, guys, bringing on Tatum Mengi, bringing off a fullback for a centre-back, you know what I mean? They brought on Taremi, by the way, for Anthony Gordon, so they've got more height now. Clear those. No, you don't let those happen. That should never happen again, their team. I didn't like that. I didn't like him winning that in the first header. Great clearance from Undav. Brilliant play. Veltman's on the charge. Oh, that's a beautiful ball out to Calvin. And look at Adama going. And that's the man. Okay, Pope's going to get there. Oh, he didn't quite, you know. You know? Like, we're pretty much just doing part the bus. You know what I mean? That's what we got to do, guys. You know, there's a lot at stake. But take the man. No! Okay. Not having that ever again, Calvin, mate. You're coming off. Because you were the reason they almost got that fucking goal there. Holy shit, you're coming off. We're getting on Rico Henry. I wasn't impressed with you there, Calvin, mate. You almost let them have a free fucking goddamn chance at goal because you let the man beat you. Oh, what a little ping from Olsen, by the way. And what a little ping from Adama. And into Tatum Mengi! Oh, Alzate, man, you have been really poor in this game, I will say. Like, some players have really done... No, don't you dare. No, clear it! Clear it! Oh, my team have just let me down. What are my team doing there, man? That's so disappointing. Mengi, Olsen, what are you doing? What is that shit, man? Mengi at the back post has had an absolute stinker there. He's a fucking centre-back, guys, and he's been beaten by Barbie Barnes in the air. You can't be doing that. Olsen, you've had an absolute stinker there, because you could come and claim that ball quite easily. And fucking goddamn Mengi, mate, you might as well write yourself a fucking goddamn transfer listing break. Because that is not on. You can't be doing that and expecting to stay at the club.
A decent amount of stoppage time, 3 minutes to be exact. Tielemans.
No. It's going to be a draw, guys. That's so an undeserved draw. That is such an undeserved draw, man. I've dominated the game, man. Oh, that's so undeserved, man. Mengi, you might as well get on the transfer list, mate. Like, I can't keep you around for that. We would have quite easily won that game if you weren't on the pitch. Like, I brought off Lamptey, I brought on you, Tayden, and you're the one who's cost me the game. Same with you, Olsen. You've done nothing in that game. Like, you've hardly made any saves, Olsen. Like, they've missed the target, and you've absolutely stank up the gaff. Bro, I'm not impressed with you. Like, I don't care if the stats say they've had 8 shots to my 5, guys. End of the day, I did enough to win that game. I defended like an absolute champion, and the fucking defending from Tayden Mengi and fucking goddamn Robin Olsen single-handedly lost me that game, or drew me that game. Ball in, Mengi has to do more, Olsen has to do more, and end of the day, I've drawn the game because of them two. Them two players have single-handedly drawn me that game of football. I would have won that game of football thanks to the other centre-back, who, by the way, put in an absolute insane goal. As I said, goal of the season, guys. Goal of the season from Hanche Olsen. What a little header off. And I mean, that is about as perfect as you can strike it. That is about as perfect as you can strike a ball. And that is a centre-back doing that. That is about as perfect as you can strike that. There's no saving that. You do not save those. No one saves those. They go in 10 times out of 10. The way to hit them, that's a 1 in 100 chance that you even hit it like that. But if you do hit it like that, it's a 10 out of 10 that it's going in the goal. Because what an absolute worldie that is from Hanche flipping Olsen. And if only the players around him had the ability to play football as well as he did in that game. You know what I mean? If only people like Tayden Mengi, Rico Henry, Robin Olsen, if only those players could do the levels that Hanche Olsen did in that game. Look, we just got to move on. End of the day, we've got the Riverside Stadium against Middlesbrough coming up. We're in third. We could have gone top if we hadn't dropped those 2 points. But we're still having a good season, you know. We're still in third. And next game is against Middlesbrough, by the way, who are down in the relegation zone. So I expect no less than 3 points in this game. I expect no less than 3 points in this game. I am simming it. I'm not playing this one. I will be simming this one. But I expect no less than 3 points. But like I said, there's players that... Oh, Ballon d'Or winner is Harry Kane, by the way. That'll never happen in real life. Not if he's not winning anything. Young player is Bayern Munich's Nelson Weeper. No idea who that is, to be blatantly honest with you. But hey, you know what? Young player of the season, there it is, look. But yeah, you know, it sucks to get the draw because in my opinion, we could have gone top. And it was all because of Tayden Mengi letting me and himself down in that game. But look, we've got the game against Middlesbrough coming up. This is a sim game, by the way, guys. I'm not playing this game. That's going to be the team. We still got some people who are a little bit tired, like Hanche and Veltman and that, but they can come off in the game. They don't have to stick out the whole game. I just want them to start because they're playing well at the moment. Like, end of the day, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can put together. Let's see if we can, you know, do something a little bit better than last time, but that's going to be their team, by the way. Hemming, Gumney, Linehan, Fry, Bangura, Hackney, Ismail, Fours, McGree. Oh, it's McGree, bro. It's McGree. Bro, it's my son. McGee. It's McGree, bro. Prayet and Latte Lath. I don't really know any signings for Middlesbrough because their team isn't, you know, the most insane. But that's the thing. Like, they could quite easily come into this game and just beat me, you know? But that's going to be the team we're going to be playing. Joao Pedro, Dahoud at Cam, Antuna and Traore playing there with Veltman and Tielemans, which worked last time. Mendy and Calvin Ramsey with Hanche Olsen and Katena with Steele in goal. Let's quick sim it. 4-0. That's what we like to see, guys. Getting back on the winning ways. You know what I mean? Getting back in the winning ways. That's what we like to see. You know, we don't get these fucking draws, you know, and shit. We go straight back to the winning ways, guys. Antuna in the 34th minute gets the first goal of the game. Tielemans gets one in about 6 minutes after to make it 2-0 before half time. Gross comes on and Igor comes on. Adama gets me another goal in the 67th and then gets subbed off afterwards. And then Tielemans wraps the game up with another one to make it 4-0. And that's what we like to see. So Tielemans, Adama and Antuna there with a brilliant performance all round, really. That's what we like to see, though, a bounce back. The headlines will be about Tielemans' stunning performance. Yeah, he capped off a good team display. He did cap off a very good team display, Yuri, he did. It's been a remarkable run. We're not giving anything away. No, we're not giving anything away, you know. We've got 10 games unbeaten, but we can't, look, we want to be consistent. That's what we want to be. We want to keep the run going. We want to keep the football flowing nicely, you know, and hopefully more positive times ahead for McGee, you know. But yeah, like I said, we're going to change the 3 players that I said we were going to change. Hanche Olsen is going to be replaced by Van Hecker. Veltman is going to be replaced by Moder from the starting 11. So we're going to have Moder and Van Hecker come into the starting 11. Everyone else is going to stay, like Pedro, Dahoud, Traore, Antuna, Tielemans, Katena, Mendy, Ramsey, and Steele all played fantastically. So they're all staying in. And then off the bench, we're going to take the 3 players off the bench that came on in Igor, Gross, and Alzate, because all of them didn't really they didn't really make a difference. They were kind of just on the bench. They never really made any sort of difference off the bench. So yeah, we're not going to have any of them coming off the bench. We're going to have Bagara on the bench for Alzate, and Gross can be replaced by Weir, I guess. Weir, yeah. All right. So yeah, like I said, that's going to be my team for next game, guys. Tielemans has gone up to an 84 rated now, by the way. Like, he's starting to really just become that solid midfielder. You know what I mean? Like, my signings, man, they're making a difference. Tielemans, Traore, Katena, Mendy, you know, they're all making that difference. And that's what I like to see. You know what I mean? Ooh. Bayern Munich's De Ligt set to miss 4 weeks. Ooh. See, luckily, guys, I'm not getting any of these injuries. Touch wood, of course. It's clearly Champions League week. So Grealish has got both Player of the Month so far, guys. Grealish has got September and bloody October Player of the Month. Why are none of my players getting nominated? Like, where are my players at? I know I'm sounding like a broken record. Bro, shut your mouth, bro. We're doing well. I don't know what you're talking about, Steven Alzate, bro. We are topping the league charts. I think you're just listening to bloody goddamn rumours outside the club. The rumours outside the club don't mean shit, bro. We're doing really well. Anyway, the game against Aston Villa, guys. Now, this one scares me a little bit. I felt like we would get through the Newcastle game, and we didn't quite do it. So this one is scaring me a little bit more. The bonus is we do have like people like Ferland Mendy and stuff like that in the team who can hopefully make that difference. But we will see what we can do, because Villa, they're a different side. They're a completely different side, guys. They have got the ability to turn me over here. You know what I mean? Like, if they win this game and they dominate me, you know, could be a hard game. Players on international duty: Robin Olsen, Lamptey, Uriel Antuna, Joanne Madden, Kozlowski, Moder, and Tielemans. Okay, fair enough. That's fine. You know what I mean? End of the day, we don't play it through international duty, unlike lower leagues anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Good block. Beautiful. And I think now, guys, we've passed it, because if I just get a couple hundred more... Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Look, now we're cooking. Now we are cooking. Great. Well done. Beautiful. Beautiful. Fantastic, guys. We passed the drill. 16,000. We get our slide tackle, intercept, quick step, all of that gubbins. Anyway, now we have to little look at their team, shall we? Oh, wow. Okay, they've got an interesting team. That's what I will say. They've got a very interesting squad. Because, like, I feel like their squad is very, like, not what you'd expect of a Villa team, dare I say. Because they've got some of their, like, usuals. You know, they've got Emi Martinez, they've got Pau Torres, they've got Moussa Diaby, they've got Kamara, they've got Ramsey, they've got stuff like that. But then other than that, they've got Rico Lewis from City at right back. Sorry, guys, 1 minute. Oh, fuck me, guys. Sorry, I had a little bit of a sore throat and stuff there. But yeah, they got Rico Lewis. They got Maripan, who I'm pretty sure plays for Monaco. They've got Ira Gunham, who I'm assuming is one of their youngsters because he looks like he's still from Villa. And then they've got a new strike partnership. I think this was a partnership. Like, I'm pretty sure they had both these players last season, but I don't think they played a two-striker. They've got Iglesias and Abraham. So I'm glad I learned on the crosses, by the way, because they are going to be crossing those balls into those two big men in the middle. And then their bench, they've got Buendia, who's normal. They've got Watkins, who realistically should be starting, but he's not. Evan Ferguson, who I also know they had last season. Sadia, who's not starting because they got Lewis. Sanson, who I know is their player. Chambers, and then Sinisalo. I'm assuming that's a goalkeeper. It's going to be a hard team. Yeah, they do have wing play. That is their play style. They're a wing play team, and I'm assuming what they're going to do is they're going to go down the wing and they're going to cross it in. So it's going to be a very aerial duel kind of game. That's why I'm glad I've got Van Hecker. A very tall centre-back Van Hecker, especially with Cartena next to him. And then we've got Mendy and Calvin Ramsey to do that with Steele in goal. Moder and Tielemans holding it down in the midfield with Antuna and Adama out on the wings. Dahoud at cam instead of Alzate from last game, who I think really let the team down. And then Joao Pedro up front, hopefully offering a bit more of a vocal point.
We simply have to focus on this man. Facing his former club, he'll want to make a point live on EA.
He is facing his former club, Yuri Tielemans. Like, he came from Villa this season, guys. From Villa, I signed him up. And guess what? You know, he's started this season for me as an absolute monster player. So hopefully he can put the past behind him and focus on the future at Brighton Hove Albion.
Yes, there's a long way to go, but it's difficult to split.
It is looking like a great title race, I will admit. There's a lot of teams in and around there. Ferland Mendy, fantastic player for me. And what a ping ball into Calvin Ramsey. What a ball. And look at that, Adama's taking the man. And that's an open pass. And into Dahoud. And Dahoud! Goal, goal, goal! Beautiful stuff. Gorgeous. Gorgeous goal. That's what you like to see in a toddy goal. Exactly, Adam. Good, man. Look. You're instantly back for the goal, bro. Look at that. That's what you like to see. That all started, by the way, from a fantastic ping ball from Ferland Mendy in defence out to Calvin Ramsey, who then won the header or won the chest control. And we instantly played in Dahoud there. And instantly, by the way, Dahoud has showed his stuff compared to Alzate. City. Oh, it's a goal for Everton at City. Oh, my God, they're dropping points. That's big for the title race. Adama, well done. Good play. Out to Ferland Mendy. He wins those any day of the week. Beautiful. Into Uriel Antuna. Plays it inside. Play it one more. That's into Dahoud! And it's a second goal for Dahoud! Beautiful goal! That is Mahmoud Dahoud right there. He's having a blinder at Cam. Compared to Alzate in the last game, absolute blinder from Mahmoud Dahoud. He's having an absolute blinder of a game so far. What a beautiful little goal that is. And that is 2-0 for Mahmoud Dahoud. Beautiful stuff. Almost got a hand on it there, Emi Martinez, but not quite. Yeah, it's been a good half. We've doubled it up. Oh, that is not a good ball from Calvin Ramsey. That ball from Calvin Ramsey is questionable. Half time though. Good little performance. Good little performance. Mahmoud Dahoud on the double. Compared to Abraham, you know what I mean? Like, he's had a lot better of a game. I would say though, my strikers, João Pedro, has hardly touched it so far. But yeah, you know, it's been good so far. It's been good. Only the 3 shots to 2, by the way, so far. But the point is that we've had 3 of those shots and 2 of them have gone in the goal. You know what I mean? So that's the important part. Oh, is he on? He was onside, to be fair. That was a cheeky little dink there from Dahoud. I thought he might be offside, but you know what? That was a cheeky little dink there from Mahmoud Dahoud. Let's try and get this ball on a man. Let's see if we can get this on a noggin. Oh, Katena wins it, but not a great header, I will say. Van Hekken! Not quite. Not quite. Not quite. Didn't quite have the timing on that. Oh, you're not getting away from Furlan Mendy. Don't even try that. Bro, Jacob Ramsey seriously just tried to bloody outpace my man Furlan Mendy in a pace battle. Yeah, that's a funny one. That's a funny one that you even think that's even doable. Like, that's not even doable, bro. You're not getting away from Furlan Mendy down my bloody right. I'll tell you that right now. You know, in this game, when I do decide to bring on some subs for energy, they really take it in stride. And that's João Pedro, and he's done the man, and it's 3-0. I mean, this is becoming a stroll now, guys. This is becoming a stroll of a game. It's gone from being a close game to a really not close game. João Pedro, perfect little finish, just to wrap the game up, really. I don't think Villa have got too much to answer for it now. Unai Emery has no idea what's going on with his side right now. But, end of the day, I'm going to bring Adama off now, guys. I feel like it's pretty safe to just start making some tactical changes now. You know, sub off some people who are a little bit tired, you know, fresh some legs, you know what I mean? And you know, smart play, if you ask me. Beautiful football, though. Antuna runs it. He's running it. He's running it. And it's into Furlan Mendy. Oh, not quite. Not quite, though, but that was close. We're going to bring Dahoud off. He's played very well in this game, Dahoud, but needs to get a rest, you know what I mean? He's played fantastically. I think it's time we go for a smacky doodah on the edge of the box, you know, because, you know, we're kind of controlling the game. Oh, no! He did not just do that! No! Why couldn't that have just gone in the goal? Why couldn't that have just gone in, man? Like, what harm would that have been? Like, let's have an instant replay of this shite. Why could that have not just gone in the goal, man? Come on! You couldn't have just given me that. Like, look at that! What a strike, man! Oh, God. Oh, that hurts, man. That hurts. Look how good that is. Oh, bro, like, you're not saving those. Why couldn't it have just curled that little bit more? You know what I mean? That would have just put the icing on top. You know what I mean? That would have been the cherry on top. If I'd have just scored that worldy. Ah, no, it's not even a clear goal scoring opportunity. Well done, Steele. Keep your clean sheet intact, you know what I mean? Why screw up your clean sheet, you know? Why not just keep it intact? And we clear those. What did I just say? What did I just say about keep your clean sheet intact? Who the fuck is that at the front post, by the way? Like, who the fuck is that on the post? What's the point in you being on the goal line if you can't do anything? What's he doing? That's gone right fucking through him. What are you doing? Fucking Tielemans, bro. Tielemans has had a bad game in this game, I will say. That's stinky. That's absolutely stinky. That is stinky from Tielemans. That's annoying, that. Because we had this game nice and wrapped up with a nice little clean sheet. And at the end of the day, we go and concede one at the end just for no real reason. You know, like, it's not helping Villa at all. It's just hindering us. We deserved a clean sheet in that game, and we threw it away at the last kick of the game. You know what I mean? Like, but end of the day, look, we'll still take the fact that we dominated the game. 9 shots to 5, 2.6 expected goals to their 1. Like, it went about as fairly as it should have. Dahoud was by a mile the best player on the pitch. He got 2 goals. Everything he did was perfect. Every touch of the ball he did was perfect. Every pass he did was perfect. Like, I don't think he did a thing wrong in that game. But yeah, I feel like that's some really good football. I feel like we put in a good shift. We keep our dominance rolling. You know, like, we're unbeaten now in 11 games, I'm pretty sure. Like, we're doing very well this season. But like I said, all it would take is one crucial injury, and I feel like we might be in a bit of trouble. You know what I mean? Yeah, headlines will definitely be about Dahoud. He capped off a good team display. He put in a very good shift. 11 unbeaten games. We're not giving anything away. Let's keep that rolling, shall we? The problem is, guys, we've got a bloody goddamn month of December coming up that looks horrible, by the way, because I have 6 games in the month of December. After this Palace game, my next 6 games in the league are against Arsenal, Chelsea, Wolves, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Man City. So, I do feel like we might maybe lose at least one of those. I don't think the unbeaten run will go on much longer, because I feel like at least one of these games we're not going to win. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll win them all and then we'll just eclipse ourselves in the title chase. You know what I mean? But I highly doubt it. 2 fatigued. All right, we'll put him on a. We're gonna put Catena on a energy focused training plan. I need more games, Gaffer. Not playing good is not good for me with my career. Well, you need to start doing better, mate. Like, end of the day, you're still in the squad, but you really need to start bloody goddamn sorting yourself, Rico. All right, because you sit here saying you need to start playing games, but end of the day, you played terrible in the one game I brought you on in. Like, I brought you on in the game against Newcastle for Calvin Ramsey, and you failed me. Because they got the cross off because you didn't do your job. And now, in that last game, because I didn't bring you on, and instead Calvin Ramsey played most of the game, end of the day, I controlled the game with Calvin Ramsey. Like, Calvin Ramsey is playing better than him at the moment. You know, like, you can't blame me for you not being in the team if you're not putting in the performance that is required at this team. You know what I mean? That's all I'll say. You know, that's all I'll say. Like, you know, it's quite easy to get replaced in this team because all it'll take is for you guys, like, you know, for the players to not really show up, dare I say, and, you know, that might be the end of them in the team. You know what I mean? Like, they really need to start, like, if they want to be a part of the team, they need to start showing up. But there we go. International management offer for Qatar. Yeah, I'm good, mate. I am good, thanks. I will say no to that. Because I just don't really want to be the manager of Qatar, guys. I've already said there's only one international management position that I will take, and that is Republic of Ireland, because that is where McGee, you know, is from. That is his homeland. You know what I mean? The Republic of Ireland. You know what I mean? That is his homeland, you know? So, like, I don't want to bloody goddamn sit here and you know, take a job that McGee doesn't really feel accustomed to. You know what I mean? And Qatar is not it. You know, it's not it. But they've got a pretty new team, I would say. Like, the players they have already is Johnston, Guehi, Richards, Doucouré, Lerma, and Eze. That's their normal players. And then obviously they've got Henderson on the bench. They've got Anderson on the bench. Riedwald on the bench. Baleba, I gave them, by the way. I gave them Baleba. They wanted him. I gave them him. I don't care about him. But they've also got new signings of Castro, Rossier, Danny Motta on the bench. And then starting 11, they've got Baku and Tsimikas in fullbacks. Zagrova and Ruben Garcia in wingers. And then they've got Banza up front. So they've got a very solid team, Palace. I will say, they've got a very solid team. But Is it good enough to beat me, guys? That's the real question here. Is it good enough to beat me? And I think the answer to that, guys, is... yes. I was going to say no, guys, expecting my team to come away with the win there. And now that's a little bit anticlimactic, because there goes my 12-game unbeaten streak at the hands of a sim against Palace that, I will say, guys, I wasn't quite expecting to lose that game. Okay. Can't say I was expecting that. I was expecting to win that game, and I feel like my team let me down there. I'm going to support you. Thank you, Antoinette. Thank you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting McGee. You know, thank you for supporting the McGeester. Or Magista, as we said, you know. Thank you for subbing. Thank you for subbing. Good to have you as part of the community. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, we didn't win, guys. And I feel like that's a little bit of a disappointment, because after all the run we've been on and you know, the ability to play free flowing football. Yeah, exactly. The Magista. You know, like, I feel like that's a little bit of a roadblock. You know what I mean? It's like when, like, you know, Liverpool were doing bits in the league and then they drew to us in real life. Like, I'm hoping this result to Palace doesn't throw our season. You know what I mean? Because we're going to be going into the December month, which is the month of death. You know, we're going to be going into the month of death with an L to Palace, which is not great. You know what I mean? Because we've got to play, like I said, Arsenal, Chelsea, Wolves, Tottenham, Liverpool and Man City in 1 month. Like, all in the space of December. So, I feel like it might be a ropey month if we're not able to beat Palace away. You know what I mean? So, like, let's face it, we're not probably going to win the league this season. Like, we're not at that kind of stage yet with this team. I wouldn't say we've got that kind of, like, squad yet, if you get me, to challenge for the league. I feel like it's more just, can we keep ourselves in the, like, running for, like, the title race as long as we can? You know what I mean? But yeah, that's how the team looks right now. Leicester at the bottom with 2 points. Middlesbrough just above them with 5. Bournemouth have got themselves 8 points, so they're down there. Max won't be too happy about that. Surprisingly, they're one of the only 2 teams that beat me and Palace with the other team. Brentford are in 17th with Fulham 16th and Leeds. They're all pretty close to that relegation spot as well. Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, Everton, Wolves, all kind of holding up like the mid-table pack. West Ham, Spurs, Palace, Villa, they're all really fighting for like Conference League, Europa League. City down in 6th, by the way. Not what you'd normally see from a Manchester City team. That's what I will say. Like, that is not what you'd normally see from a Manchester City team right there. Normally, they would not be sitting down there, you know? Then you've obviously got Man United in 5th with Liverpool, Arsenal, us and Chelsea. We're all kind of pushing for those Champions League spots right now, which is good. You know, good to have us in the pack. Other than that, FA Cup has not started yet. Well, it has, but it started the lower teams. Like, the other teams haven't been added yet. Carabao Cup, we're already out of that, which sucks. But quarterfinal is up right now with Brentford, Wolves versus each other, Villa versus West Ham, Ipswich versus Arsenal, and City versus Spurs. Interesting. Euros. Oh, no, that's the European friendly thing. No one cares about that. The Super Cup, obviously, Bayern won. Champions League right now, it's still the group stages. Four games have been played. PSG and Villa are looking like they're qualifying in that group. Inter, that's a very tight group right there, by the way. Inter are only just in first with 1 win and 3 draws, with Leipzig and Betis just about following them, with Braga also in there as well with a chance. You know, I mean, I feel like any team there could get themselves through or out, you know, with 2 games to go. Barcelona dominating in that group with Roma and Union fighting it out for the second spot. Man City, obviously, comfortable in that group with Benfica also looking pretty comfortable to go through. Real Madrid and Lazio looking pretty good. Rangers are an out there get. guess, but I don't think they're going to get a result there at all either. Bayern Munich not quite controlling that group, with Newcastle and Porto also in there fighting for that spot. And then we come in with the fact that we've got Liverpool and Milan pretty much controlling that group, which is nice. Europa League is looking pretty simple. Sporting obviously controlling their group with Napoli just behind them. Borussia Mönchengladbach and Real Sociedad controlling that group. Lens and PSV controlling their group with Liga Warsaw behind them. Arsenal, Frankfurt and Union all looking pretty tight for that race. Juventus, Ajax and Victoria Plzen all fighting it out for that. This is a really good fucking Europa League, by the way. Like, Napoli, Arsenal, Mönchengladbach, Sociedad, Lens, PSV. Like, this is a harsh group. AS Monaco in there with Besiktas and Lask and Malmo. That's a pretty close group. Young Boys with Athletic Club just behind them. Leverkusen not doing what they're doing in real life. And then Man United topping their group with Dynamo Zagreb close to them with Celtic just behind them. Conference League I'll go through as quickly as I can. Royal Antwerp and Boavista. Trabzonspor topping that group with Nice. Başakşehir and Salzburg dominating that group. Molde actually coming through in a group where there is also Wolfsburg, by the way. Like, Molde are controlling Wolfsburg right now. Pretty good for Molde. Brøndby, West Ham might get eliminated from the Conference League, with the other two teams controlling them right now. Basel at the top with Sevilla just behind them. AZ and Lech Poznan, and then Atlanta with Genk just behind them as well. And we'll have a little look and see who's topping the leagues in not Premier League. So League 2, right now MK Dons are at the top. No one will like that, because no one likes MK Dons, because apparently they're tin pot. Bottom of the league of that is Crawley and Sutton, even though Crawley, I'm pretty sure right now, are in the final of the promotion spots in real life. So, you know, that's a bit mad. League 1, Huddersfield are topping that with Sheffield Wednesday, Lincoln, Bolton, Reading, Charlton. Bottom of that right now has Morecambe, Bristol, Shrewsbury and Stevenage. Championship has currently got Coventry at the top, with West Brom just behind them. Preston, Norwich, Luton and Sheffield taking up the top 6. Burnley not quite making that top 6, with the relegation sitting with Birmingham, Plymouth and Peterborough in the 3 relegation spots. So yeah, you know, looking a bit ropey there. League 1, PSG obviously at the top as always, with Marseille just behind them. Bottom, no real, you know, shockers there. Bundesliga, again, Bayern Munich at the top, no real shockers there, with Borussia Dortmund, Leipzig. Leverkusen not quite doing what they're doing in real life, which is really controlling things. Serie A right now has got the Bergamo Calcio. Atlanta are at the top, by the way. Milan, Juventus just behind them. Roma, Inter, Lazio, Napoli taking up the top 7, with bottom 3 looking pretty realistic. Eredivisie right now has Feyenoord at the top, with Ajax just behind them with Utrecht and PSV. Liga Portugal has got Porto at the top, with Sporting and Benfica just behind them. And then finally, the EA Sports La Liga has Real Madrid at the top, with Atletico just behind them, Sociedad, Sevilla and Barca down in 5th. With relegation looking pretty realistic again. You've got about 60 mil left. What or who do I spend it on? Who do you need? That's what you need to know. Like, what positions are you looking a bit ropey in? Like, have you played a game yet? Like, because what I did is I kept some money, and then I played my first couple of games, looked at what positions were weak, and then I strengthened them. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap things up here, guys. Thank you, Antoinette. Thank you, Shadow. Thank you, Adam. Also, thank you to Max, who joined early in the stream as well, for being here for the stream. like I said, I'd like to try and get streaming done a little bit more consistently, but I can't always do that. I can't always guarantee that I'm going to be able to stream week in, week out, like, you know, like, not week in, week out, but, like, I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to stream, like, every single day. So I might get a stream done tomorrow, it depends, or it might be the day after that or the day after that. I can't guarantee it, but what I will do is, for anyone who's obviously subbed to the channel and stuff like that, I will leave it in the community section, a poll for you guys to vote what you want to see next, because I will leave all the options of what you guys want to see for a stream, and whatever you guys decide on, I will do. You know what I mean? So it really does depend on what you guys want to see next. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap things up here. Thank you guys for being here for the video, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.